Welcome to the Holy Land. Welcome to our Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Look who are actually seeing now. And you know, when I see Jacob, I know that it's going to be an energetic day. And this time I was talking with him for at least 10-15 minutes. He blessed the cross of Regina, which is lovely because when I'm asking him to do that and he's doing it, and I love it. But sadly I didn't take a video of it because that was just like, you know, when I saw him quite fast. But we are next to the tomb of Jesus. This is where Jesus was resurrected, but before that they bury him right there. Sadly, the tomb that you actually look at is not the tomb from the time of Jesus, it's just the location of the tomb of Jesus. This is so important for us to understand because he was buried in a cave, just like the Jews, actually the rich Jews, could do that. The non-rich Jews, you know, they've been buried just there in the ground without any problem. Look at the beautiful dome above it, and this is how big, listen carefully for that, the Dome of the Rock, the Muslim side, is. They actually copy the Adicula, that part of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. And if you wonder how big is the Dome of the Rock, the side that was built by the Muslims on top of that Jewish temple, now you know. The tomb is divided into two parts. The first part that you will see soon, it's with a candlelight. It's where the angels took care that no one will steal the body of Jesus. The inner part is the tomb of Jesus himself, but of course he's empty because you know what's happened on Sunday. Then in that matter, this is the most important part here. The tomb, my friends, is empty. I'm honoring that tour to everyone who watch it. And if it's your first time, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. But if it's not your first time, you know that you have been blessed by that. But this time, Regina Chatmon actually can enjoy it as well. If you want to have your own cross, it's not a problem. I will talk about it later on. But let me show you just the front of the tomb. This time he's not so happy with anyone who enters. You can see the light, the candlelight, and this is the. Let me try to take a picture of it. This is the tomb himself. If you want to see how the tomb looks like before, at the time of Jesus, like 2,000 years ago, then let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to here. This is a tomb from the time of Jesus. What we believe is that that tomb is not less of the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus, who gave Jesus his own tomb. Then you can see how it looks like. You can see the small niches to put the body in it. What is missing is the rolling stone. That church was built at the 4th century, and that used to be part of the apsis, the western apse of the church, from 4th century, from St. Helen time, from Constantine time. This is so important. Sadly, that place is not really well preserved because they're still fighting who owns that place. Does it belong to the Church of Syria, the Assyrian church? Does it belong to the Armenians and even, wait a minute, I don't want to use that flashlight, we don't need it anymore. or is it belongs to the Copts? This is one of the problems of that church, because that church is the most significant place for most of the Christians, not to all of them. Some of the Protestants believes that it's in the different place, the Garden Tomb. And guess what? You have to choose whatever you want, whatever you believe in. Because I believe that you must follow your heart. And we are following the heart. Oh, you can hear the noise now. We are following the heart of a very important person. And you will understand why Regina is very important for me. First of all, she is the mother for 2 children. Oh, wait a minute, please. The noise that you hear is of the floor. They are renovating the floor of the church now. And except of Sunday, it's almost 24 hours. Why do I love you? Because you work in the operating room at the nation's top hospital. This is so important. This is so secret for me. What you are doing helps so many people. And then in that case, I'm blessing you. The second reason that I really love you is because you didn't think about yourself. You thought about your 2 children. And this is a real mother. Wait a minute, there's a yeah. And pray for peace. Gosh, pray for peace is one of the most important things now in that region. But not only. Remember, it's a war time between the bad people of Hamas and Hezbollah from Lebanon, Hamas from Gaza, and Israel. And I hope that one day we will find a solution. But it's very hard for me that we will find a good solution. Then let's pray for peace. I need you to do that. Another important thing is health. And I think you, Regina, more than anyone else knows the meaning of it. Then if you are watching that video now, please pray. Pray for Israel. Pray for everyone in the world. Not only in Israel, there's a war all over the world. Then sadly, it's not an easy time. Then let's continue to walk around. And don't forget, I've already been in the tomb of Jesus, but sadly, I cannot actually take a picture of it. And remember, they are renovating. Then this is a new spot. They are excavating and renovating. What will it be at the end? I don't know. But this is such an important issue. And we can walk through here. This is the Catholic part. Because it belongs to the Catholic, you can see that they can actually design it as they want. And what I want you to see that place will be different soon. But it's so beautiful to know that after a million years, it will be renovated, and people won't fall. I will show you later on the old stones of the church, which is good as well because it's history. Here you can see where Mary Magdalene met Jesus on Sunday. Oh, they are measuring the church. That's where Jesus was standing. That is where Mary was standing. And he asked himself, she asked him, "Did you see my Lord?" "I am your Lord, but don't touch me yet. I didn't reach my Father." You can see that here they already excavated. They took the old pavement aside. They excavate beneath it, but they didn't publish it. If you will look at my previous videos from the last years, you will see from time to time part of the excavation. Those are the restrooms of the church. I'm not talking about it, but a lot. But what is important for me is the wall here and the wall there. This is from the 4th century, from the time of Saint Helen. And after the destruction of their church by the Muslims, 11th century, you can see that they built narrow columns here. But when the Crusader came years later, they knew that this is not a good thing because that was an open space at the time of the 11th century, and they covered it, the Crusaders. Then you can see here the big columns that held the church, actually held in the church until now. Prison of Jesus is right in front of you. When Jesus came to here, he had to wait for his crucifixion time. Then according to the Christians here, the 20th, and Jesus was right here. And you can see the ancient pavement here. But why they are not replacing it? Because that part belongs to the Greek Orthodox. And they can do whatever they want. What they are changing is only the public places like that. This is so beautiful. This is how they actually put Jesus in prison. 2 holes for the legs. And then they tied his hand right here. This is the prison of Jesus. That's where we believe he was sitting and waiting for the crucifixion. Amazing, isn't it? Let me bless the cross for you, Regina. This is one of the storerooms. And look at the elevator. You can see the stones right there of the pavement. For so many years, the Christians in the Muslim time couldn't walk outside the city. Then a lot of the, we call it today the Via Dolorosa, a lot of the things that happen here and outside moved to here. For example, the spear. The spear of Jesus was right here. And this is a beautiful chapel of the Armenian. I've been in Armenia for a week, traveling around the Christian places all over. I think the most beautiful cross is of the Armenians. You can see a little bit of what they are doing here. But let's continue to the lowest place in the church. The first chapel that you will see is the Armenian Chapel. Now I know that some of you want to have your own cross or your own Bible and you want me to bless it. It's not a problem. Look at the description, the text beneath the video, and you will see the link for Buy Me a Coffee. And then you will understand that I will buy for you one of those beautiful holy items. I will take a video of it and bless it in one of the places in Jerusalem, and I will send it to you. Of course, it's yours, it's not mine. Usually after you're watching the video, I'm actually sending it back. I'm sending it to you. Welcome to the Armenian Chapel of Gregorius. Gregorius was, I think, the first bishop of Armenia at around 301. He baptized the king of the Armenian, and the king convert everyone else into Christianity. Then the Armenians, for me, are the most, not the most, but the first Christian order. By the way, I ask James, the question why he's walking barefoot. He didn't answer me. I believe that he actually walks barefoot mainly because he is trying to be as close as he can to the poorest people who follow Jesus. I love that idea. What you can see here is a beautiful mosaic floor of some of the cities that have been destroyed by the Turkish genocide of the Armenian in 1915. You can see here the Ararat boat, Noah boat at Ararat Mount, which used to be part of Armenia, but now it's part of Turkey. I saw it from the Armenian side. Down there is a very important place because that's where they found the true cross, and the true cross was made by wood, olive wood. Then, and that cross is made of olive wood. Quite heavy, isn't it? Jacob actually celebrated his birthday a few days ago, and guess what? I'm going to celebrate my birthday soon, in about 2 weeks from now. Then let's walk to the lowest place of the church. It used to be a quarry at the time of King Herod, but later on it was used as a water cistern. You can see the bucket hole, but in between, St. Helen was standing here in the 4th century, and here, right there, she found 3 crosses. One of them was the cross of the true cross of Jesus. And let me bless it for you. Look how beautiful is that place. You can see the plaster of on the wall, part of the water system that used to be here. There's no water in Jerusalem, and every drop of water is so important. And there are 2 statues of the Catholic here. This is the first one, St. Helen holding the true cross. Talk to her. Let's climb back all those stairs, and sadly I cannot continue the all-round tour. I will have to go back to the Calvary, to the Golgotha, from the same way that we already did, and you're gonna skip it, but not before you can see ancient graffitis of the church. Some of them are from 11th century. All right, 3, 2, 1, and I'm back next to the tomb. But let me, oh, look how beautiful is the light now. Let me take you to the Golgotha, but soon they're gonna start a beautiful ceremony of three different kind of Christians domination. One of them will be the Think Church of Syria, and he's already waiting. The other one will be the Armenian and the Greek Orthodox, and we are going to be part of it. All three, at least are going to try to be part of it. The Holy Fire. The candles that you see here were lit by the Holy Fire. And for me, it's quite an important thing. Holy Fire, it's a Greek Orthodox issue of Easter, and let me try to show you a little bit. I'm not supposed to take a video of it. You can see the Jesus on the stone there, and this is so important because you're going to see that stone. And remember the tomb? The tomb looks a little bit different than the tomb that you saw, because the tomb that you saw, I'm talking about that one, was built at the 19th century. Before that, it used to be a cave, just like the cave that you saw. But, yeah, I don't want it. But, you can see here the anointing stone. Jesus was anointed, and this is where they anointed his body. This is the stone that you saw right there. And I'm covering it. The smell is amazing. I hope that when you will get it, you will see it. And then what's left for us to do is to climb up to the Golgotha to see where Jesus was crucified. And let's do that. They don't like me to take a video of the work. I don't know why. But what is important for us is the story. Look how beautiful it is, and soon the ceremony will continue and we will be able to see it a little bit. But before the ceremony will start, let me show you the Golgotha. Oh, by the way, if we are talking about that, today or this week, it's Pentecost. How can it be? It's Pentecost of the Greek Church, Greek Orthodox, of the Orthodox churches. Then in that case, you can see here mostly local Orthodox people, but we are entering now to the Catholic chapel. That's where they stripped him from his clothes. It's called the Franks chapel. And look at the columns from the 12th century Crusade time. It's out of the church, and when we reach out of the church, you can see the stairs and you will understand what I'm talking about. And that's where they nailed Jesus to the cross. But before we will reach that place, let me first bless the cross at the exact spot of the crucifixion. This is where the cross was. And then you can see the Golgotha around it. Then Regina, been blessed inside that tomb of Jesus, and right here. You can see John the disciple, Mary the mother, and on Jesus you can see is sinless. Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. And the bedrock is right there. Let me bless it. I'm doing it now, because when they will start a procession soon, I don't want to disturb them, of course. After the crucifixion is the Pietà, the suffering of the mother. You can see Mary, statue from, I think, from Lisbon, with a spear in her heart. A spear in the heart of Mary. When they've been, the Holy Family have been at the temple, Jewish temple, Mary's been told by Saint Simon that her son will die in front of her eyes. It will be like a spear entering to your heart. Then the Pietà is actually not from the crucifixion, if you ask me. The Pietà of the mother is from the first days of Jesus, when she knew around 40 days, after her birth, that her son won't survive, will be sacrificed like Isaac. If Abraham wanted to sacrifice Isaac to that, because of God's wish, the angel told him to stop doing it, sacrifice the lamb. And Jesus is the lamb. Jesus took all of your sins. Then I believe, Regina, I believe that your children and you will understand the love of Jesus more than ever. This is the Catholic part of the church, and this is the Greek Orthodox part of the church. I know it's difficult to understand, but there are too many important places here that belongs to different kinds of denominations. I myself accept the idea that everyone who believes in Jesus is a Christian, and he can do that, and he deserves to believe in Jesus and in his own way. But that's me. Soon, another ceremony of the Greek Orthodox will begin here at the Catholicon, and you can see now one of the priests starting to organize everything. And let me see if I can take a picture of the face of Jesus. I never did it, I'm here for so many years. It's so beautiful. Wait a minute. Yes. The ceremony will begin soon. You might take a video of it in the next video of your Regina, then you will have another one. Don't worry, I will wait for it. But I want you to see the facade of the church. Remember, that's where we anointed your cross. It's quite hot today. It's around, I think, 90 degrees, 34 degrees Celsius. It's a little bit dry, I'm not sweating. I'm sweating, but not a lot. But it's only the beginning of summertime. It's not even summertime according to the calendar. It's the longest day of the year. Yay! You can see the facade that mostly is from the end of the 11th century, the beginning of the 12th century. The entrance wasn't from here. When St. Helen built the church, the entrance was from there. But when the Crusaders built it, the church was less than half than what it used to be. And this is a beautiful entrance from their time. You can see the two windows of the Armenian and the ladder. With the story of the ladder, I'm sure that you heard it a million times through my videos. And if you remember the chapel that I was talking about, this is the chapel that you saw. All right. Then thank you very much for being with me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and be part of my family. Thank you very much.